My internet has been out all day, and I am running out of opportunities to get Umbral Scourings, or Scorings, whatever you want to call them, because I've pretty much got all the Umbral Stigmas in the game, defeated almost all the bosses in the game, and now I'm trying to get all the boss equipment, and you need those Umbral Scorings for it, and the Scarlet Shadow is pretty much my last resort, especially without having the internet. I can't do the lanterns for vengeance and get plucked eyeballs and turn them in. So, this is what I have been doing. Here is my character. Currently level 170, Strength 34, Agility 34, Endurance 33, Vitality 33, Radiance 8, Inferno 81. And I have the immunity to damage for 8 seconds on Umbral Transition in my primary socket on my lamp for eyeballs. Secondary socket is plus 25% healing efficiency when in Umbral, and plus 25% damage to enemy soul. Those eyes are, I believe the primary one is the Umbral Eye of Hooded Antuli, and then the secondary ones are Umbral Eye of Oloran and Umbral Eye of Betrayed Eliard. My equipment that I have equipped is the Pumpkin Mask, Ravager Armor, Ravager Gauntlets, and Ravager Leggings. I have the Hysteria Pendant for increased spell power. I have the Queen Verena II's Ring for health regeneration. This is going to be primarily for the in-between moments of fighting the Scarlet Shadows. And then the Mana Stone Ring to also generate some mana during the in-between moments, because I am primarily hitting it with Seismic Slam once, rolling away, letting it do its combo, hitting it again, which I'll show you in a little bit. The primary thing that you have to watch out for when fighting the Scarlet Shadow is not the shadow itself, but the remnants, the regular ghoul-looking things, and then the shrouded remnants, which are the cloaked versions of the Umbral ghouls, and they can throw those Umbral mushrooms at you that deal a lot of wither damage, and that's not good, because if the shadow happens to land a hit, that's when it gets bad. The Womb of Despair, the thing that looks like Watto from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, that thing you gotta watch out for, because it also deals a lot of wither damage and can throw you and other stuff. The Shrouded Sparrow, the little bird gargoyle flying golem thing, that is also bad because it can do that stupid flying triple kick combo. And then you also have to watch out when a Bringer of Stillness, the black cloaked version of the Scarlet Shadow, shows up during the fight, because it can also make it a lot worse and just throw off timing. I tend to stop the fight with the Scarlet Shadow and focus on the enemies that are around it when that happens. Since you can't use your Sanguinarics during the time that the Scarlet Shadow is out, it's not really worth it to have at the ready until after the fight. You want Mana Stone clusters and Brio Stones. Doesn't have to be the trio, I just happen to have a lot of those. And when the Scarlet Shadow shows up, it's a pretty simple fight. I'll show you, I'll fast forward to when that actually happens. I actually switched up my main eyeball to the Umbral Eye of Marco the Axe, because I wanted the Scarlet Shadow to show up a lot faster than it normally does. This is my method of fighting it. I don't believe that this is a cheese or a super easy method. It just takes a little time, patience, and timing. But I've been doing it for a while because, like I said, my internet was out all day, and this is the only way I could farm the items that I need. I don't really enjoy grinding in video games, but Lords of the Fallen, I believe, is a great game. It had surpassed my expectations, and I'm really enjoying it, and I think I'm going to try and go for the platinum, because I feel this game is worth the time I put into it. Fliba Niaga! Annie! Little Annie! Like I said, take out the extra enemies so they don't mess up the fight. Don't get greedy when fighting the Scarlet Shadow. Let him do his move. Roll away. Let him pop out and do a move. Do one. Don't get too greedy, because that'll end up in you taking a hit that you don't want to take. And if you ever need health, use the opportunity of a attack like that to use one of your stones, whether it be mana or brio stone. And the fight will take some time, but the seismic slam spell has also kept other enemies off of me, because it just does that wave of damage. Don't scratch your head when you should be dodging, because if you take your hand off the controller, you're gonna take some damage. Thought I could be fast. There should be no itching during video games, or scratching during video games, because you take damage, make mistakes. There you go. That's how I've been fighting the Scarlet Shadow and getting the items that I need. What a dork. I don't know if I mentioned it during the fight with the Scarlet Shadow, but I also have the rings that generate mana and health on during the fight, because it just maximizes the time after the fight to generate health and mana. Since you can't use your sanguinarics during the fight, it's useless to have that equipped. Only brio stones and mana stones will matter. But I could have a ring that increases some sort of damage or something during the fight, but then I would have to switch back to generating mana and health after the fight. I found it easier to just leave the rings on, because if I practice the same routine over and over, I should not be taking damage from the Scarlet Shadow more than just when I throw a roll off or mess up my timing a little bit. It's easier to just have the rings on. That'll help me between the fights than the little boost during, because it still takes more mana that I can generate during the fight. And the Womb of Despair drops the large mana stone clusters, so might as well use them.